All right. I would like to call the Water Commissioners meeting of July 17th, 2023 at 7:02. To, to I can't think of the word.
Order.
Order. Thank you. On March 29th, Governor Healy signed into law a supplemental budget bill, which, among other things, extends the temporary provision pertaining to the open meeting law to March 31st, 2025. Um, Meeting is open to Zoom. The Zoom link was attached to the agenda. Like to, and that the meeting is being recorded, as you heard, by TCAM, and it will be uploaded to YouTube. Roll call of members. Todd Melanson, Chair, present.
Nathan Madela, Vice Chair, present.
I'd like a roll call of the residents present, please. Dave, to include you in that as staff.
Dave Vishon, Superintendent, present.
Mr. Sexton Duranian as liaison, would you just
Chaz
Call
Sexton Duranian, liaison to Board of Selectmen.
and I believe that is it. I have one chairman's addition, just for everyone's notice. There has been an addendum sent out to the SRF funding. I believe Townsend received it today. Other members have received it over the last 2 weeks. It is an attempt by the state to garner any sort of legal compensation from any of the lawsuits if you take SRF money. I think that's been attempted to be put on hold. I know there are different entities questioning the legality of it and whether it's actually going to go forward. So just I know the town received it this afternoon or this morning, and we'll just wait and see how it plays out. Basically, if you accept the SRF and principal forgiveness, they're asking you to garnish your lawsuit allotments, I guess, to go back to the Clean Water Trust. So I had talked to Eric this morning because I'm on the legislative committee and from Mass Water Works, and I knew about it. So I've asked him to hold that, and I believe Chaz, he sent it to Adam, town council.
Yeah, he sent it to Adam and myself, and we both looked it over. And I believe that Adam is going to be talking with Eric tomorrow.
Okay.
But like I had expected, we'll pull you into that conversation when that happens.
Okay. That's it for that. Nate, did you get a chance to review the minutes from May 22nd?
Did.
Any problems with them?
I didn't see anything.
No, me neither. They were very well done. Can I have a motion?
Yes. I move that we approve the meeting minutes of May 22nd, 2023.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Can I have a roll call vote? Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Okay. 1.6. Review correspondence, public comments. I didn't see any in the meeting packet. Did we have any, Dave?
Nope.
Okay. No appointments are to be made. 3.1, meeting business, with votes to be taken. Vote to remove the superintendent from the supervisors union. This will remove the superintendent and allow there to be direct contract negotiations with him. It removes him from being compared to the other two superintendents or whoever else is in that supervisory union. And I think it would allow us to better compensate accordance with what we can afford and what we've set up in the budget from the enterprise account. Nate, do you have any comments or do you?
Oh yeah. Oh
Good
yeah.
enough.
I
Let's
got
go.
comments.
There you go.
We've been trying to do this for a very, very long time. We're
Mhm.
two superintendents, and each time we've tried to do this, we've been told, no, it's not our place. No, we're unable to do so. So what has changed?
From well, Dave being a very good bulldog and pursuing this with the union, um, and making himself a regular pain in the butt, I think, and to the point that I think they are amenable, and Dave can tell me if I'm wrong, the union to letting him go and letting us do this.
That's true. That's true. You just have to vote to request.
We have to vote to request, and then the selectmen can remove him from the union, is my understanding. Is that correct, Jess?
Correct.
So if we vote to remove him, the problem is the people have to want to. So like the rest of the employees would have to want to remove themselves from the union. And from my understanding, they voted not to do that currently. My goal in this, Nate, would be to show them that we deal fairly with Dave, that we compensate him accordingly with the industry, and maybe at a further time, the rest of them will vote to remove from the union, and we can do that. What we've talked about in the past.
Can I make a comment? I'm not
Yes, sir.
looking for any more money. I'm just looking to be treated like everyone else in that was in my union, which
Nope, I understand that. I completely understand that. Dave's stuck at the highest point of whatever they are, and there's very little the union contracts do for him. I would say, like I said, my goal with this would be to use him as an example of how the Board of Water Commissioners value their employees, and maybe we could get the other ones to vote to leave at some point in the future. And but it gives us the ability to, along with the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator, to negotiate directly with at least one of our employees. And the other thing it'll do is it'll guarantee, a lot of what Dave gets is based on stipends. And those can go away depending if a board of selectmen change. This would make it part of his, we could, this is all negotiated and stuff, so I probably can't say it, but theoretically, it would allow us to make those permanent parts of his salary, and then they can't go away. That's always been my fear with those stipends, is that they could go away at some point. So, I don't have anything. I know how I feel about it. I'm not sure how you do, Nate. You got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I don't think my question was answered.
What changed, I think, was Dave pursuing the union to the point that the union gave, from my understanding from Dave, was that they gave the okay for him to leave, or actually to approach us to leave, and go from there. It's more what the union allowed than what the town allowed, is my understanding.
It's very interesting. I cannot fathom someone being stuck in a union against their will, because that's not why unions were created. So I can't wrap my head around this.
Nate, for as long as I've been on the board here, I have not understood it at all, for multiple reasons. And I'm with you in the confusion. I will say that Dave, as with just about everything he's done here, has been tenacious when he's got a goal. And I think that served him in good stead. But it's the union that changed their mind, not changed their mind, but gave the allowance to go ahead and do this. And that's what's changed.
So are we eliminating a union supervisory position and creating a matricide
No, it won't be any matrix. It'll be a personal service contract.
Okay, so we're going to create a contracted.
Yep.
Superintendent position for the Townsend Water Department,
Correct.
that's well within the purview of the Board of Water Commissioners, is my understanding.
Correct.
And
So-
we are eliminating a union position.
Correct.
And
So-
Dave is going to be.
The initial.
Is that how it should go, or is he just leaving the union? Because
No,
if
it's the
we
way.
create.
No, I'll let you finish. I'm sorry, Nate.
Well, it's just weird because if we're eliminating a position
Yep.
and creating a new position, I don't think that we can just take and have anybody just take and fill that position.
No, it's not creating a new position. It's just changing the parameters of the way they are compensated. It doesn't. He's still a superintendent. It doesn't. Most superintendents, to be honest with you, are on 3-year personal service contracts. Protects them a little bit and allows the town to have input as the contract goes on. But it doesn't. He's the superintendent. It doesn't. We didn't create a new position. We're just changing the way he is compensated and governed. That's about it. Am I right in that assumption, Chaz? Because it's not like we have to post this position again. We're just changing the way he's compensated and governed.
Well, I can talk about this in general terms. I can't talk about it in specific terms only because we're in negotiations and I don't want to break collective bargaining. But what the Board of Selectmen and the water commissioners want to do, I will say that we're supporting.
But we're not.
We're supporting your decisions on what you feel is best, and we would be creating a personal services contract that would codify the current agreement with Dave as a town employee. I
Okay.
guess is the best way I can put it.
But we're not creating a new position.
No.
Okay.
No.
So basically what I said was that we're just changing the way he's how his compensation is derived and the governance of his position. Nate gives us a little bit more input. The way I would think it would, I've never written a personal service contract. So
Right.
I would say, I know Eric has. My assumption would be going forward with this would be Eric write something, have you and I review it, have input on it, vote on it, and then goes to the Board of Selectmen for approval after the contract is agreed upon between you, me, and Eric and Dave. Dave
So
would have some input.
So he would be an employee of the town and not the water department.
Well, he is.
He currently is employed by the town.
That's
Interesting.
Nate. I've battled. That was the whole purpose of that lawsuit. I don't necessarily agree with the judgment, but it's what we're stuck with. I would say the Board of Selectmen have allowed us a lot more latitude than you ever received in the past. They've pretty much, when we've gone there, voted to support what the Board of Water Commissioners have said, which is completely different than your experience.
Right. No, I mean, I'm just an elected official.
No, but the board in its past really tried to, I mean, if we want to go over it, the DEP says what it says on their website about water commissioners, but we're held to that ruling right now. And so I'm trying to work within the parameters that we live in. Whether I agree with it or not, it's another story.
I'm a little nervous of wording a motion, a vote to remove the superintendent from the supervisory union. That just doesn't sound good. It sounds.
That's not what you need to do. You need to
What-
request from the town to remove the superintendent from the supervisory union.
I mean, isn't
At
this
his
more
dis-
so allowing you to make that decision?
Yeah, but the legality of it is we have to request it. He can't. Nate, I can't wrap my head around this. The legality of it and what has been put to me by Dave is that we have to request of the Board of Selectmen that we approve the removal of Dave from the supervisory union. They will then accede to it, and then he is removed from the union. Then Eric will start the contract, and then we can go from there. But the legality of it is we have to do it this way. Beyond it being told legally, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. And I think it's a good first step in getting to what I think your and I overall goal was being able to have control over the way our employees are compensated, rewarded, or whatever you want to call it. And that's my whole thought process is this show that we act in good faith, that we act, we pay according to the industry, what the water enterprise account can afford, and go from there. But I don't know any other way. I've talked to a couple different people I know that know municipal law, and basically this is the path to do what we want to do.
Okay, I think I have a motion.
You shoot, sir.
Any further discussion?
No, I talked myself out, friend.
I move that we allow the superintendent to vacate the supervisory union and provide a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen to facilitate.
Second, and I like the wording on that, Nate. That was excellent. Motion's made and seconded. No, any further comment, Nate?
No.
Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Motion's made and passed. Now, have Brenda or Jessica, Dave, forward this to the selectmen and Eric tomorrow. And we'll go from
I think
there.
you have to write an email or something for a
Oh.
request.
Okay. I will do so tomorrow morning or even tonight when we finish this meeting. I'll send a email to Eric requesting that we voted to approve your removal from the supervisory union and to start the progression from there. See, union discussions 3.2.
It wasn't. So right now, the town gave the water union 5%.
Okay.
And for 2024, and to negotiate hereafter for the rest of it, because they don't know the numbers yet. They've been working on the numbers for 6 months and they haven't decided what those numbers are.
Well, I would say it's continuing negotiation, and let's leave it at that.
Right.
All right.
So there was just an update.
All right. 3.3, Nate, did you see the late attachment on the closeout and carry forward balances?
I do. I see two highlighted.
Hold on one second.
One for $0 and then the other for $2,098.
Hold on one second. I think, are those the only ones being transferred, Dave, or all the rest just being closed out?
Correct. Everything's being closed out. So a little information. We're about $86,000 under budget for the fiscal year that closed out.
Okay. So we're closing out all the accounts and then transferring the highlighted balances to all right, what is GPR? Ground penetrating radar.
But what's the account number of that?
Yeah. Do you have
They haven't gave us one yet from the
okay.
town vote.
Can we transfer without an account number to transfer it to?
You can't vote on that. The town voted on that in May.
So
Yeah, but
the dump trailer has a.
The dump trailer's been purchased.
all right,
So-
wait a minute. So from ATM HDPE pipe using, we're transferring 10,000 to, that was already,
That was
all
already
right,
voted
so,
on.
all right. So the highlighted portions, Nate, are what was transferred at annual town meeting.
Yep.
So we don't have to include those. So we're just closing out. Can we, in a motion, do we have to list each individual account?
We've said all the accounts, we usually read them out, but we do it in one motion.
Yeah, I was thinking one motion. I was just hoping,
Is that document that you're reading from have a name?
Yeah,
yeah, what did she call it?
I saw that too. What is it?
It was EOM something.
So you can make the motion as listed in the EOM or whatever the name of the document is, and just make sure the document is included with your minutes when they do the minutes.
And we just have to leave out the two highlighted portions.
Correct.
Let me just.
Okay. What is that document name? So we have the correct name, because my memory, let's not go off of my memory,
I'll
please.
read the
Good enough, sir.
It's an EOM report. No,
Okay.
finished with the EOY reports. So this document is PDF 202-30714, iteration 2. Looks like.
Okay.
So is it you're asking to transfer balances, right?
It just says close out.
Closing
Transfer
out.
to free cash.
Right. So is it a transfer request form? Is it
No, it's dated June 30th, 2023, with a statement saying at the Board of Water Commissioners meeting Monday, July 17th, the board will vote to close out the following accounts and transfer balances to free cash.
I would name it like a closeout and transfer
Document.
document, just so that you have a name of the document that you have in your motion,
Okay.
and then attach it to your minutes, so you don't have to read each one.
Okay. And then the second part of it is the carry forward accounts. Those we've probably, in the motion, I would do the closeout and transfer to free cash listed on the accounts and transfer document. And then for a total of, is it $7,164.70? Is that the total? Being transferred to free cash?
That's what I'm seeing.
That's what I think.
There is no, that doesn't. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there is one line item here, which is emergency reserve that we're not carrying forward, in the amount of $8,000.
Right.
$8,166.70.
Okay.
So let's see here. 1,000, 2,000, that's 5,000, 5,100, 5,100, and 2,098. That's 7,198. We're missing some money here.
Yeah. Or
Oh, okay, because we're transferring 2007. Still doesn't make sense.
yeah, how do I,
Should be.
hold on. Yeah, I get 7,198. Dave, did this get added up automatically or did this get typed in?
I wasn't given it, so I didn't know it existed.
Upgrade is also in parentheses.
Yeah. ATM ST Greeley Road upgrade. The $2,098. Is that left over as well, Dave? Or are we keeping that?
No, we were. I think we were over. We're
was-
closing that out. The project's finished.
Yeah. Is it in parentheses?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was an overage.
So we're over. So the emergency reserve is in parentheses. That mean that is an overage as well?
How much is that one?
$8,166.70.
Right. That's primarily from Main Street.
All right, so if we do minus 8,1.
If we have to, we can put I don't know if we can put this off or we have to take care of it now.
Does this have to be done right now? Do we know?
Well, you're not going to meet until next month, right?
Right. And we
Yeah.
have to the end of the month.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to do this.
Right.
Minus 2,098. It still doesn't add up.
I don't have it in front of me, so I've never seen it.
Jessica, can you unmute yourself? Do you know this form at all?
I don't. Brenda was working on this.
Because the total is an overage. We can't really close it out if it's an overage, can we? It doesn't make sense to me. And the numbers aren't matching up. If you add up all the positives and subtract the two negatives, I end up with a negative $3,066.70. So I
And
don't.
what's been encumbered? Which is one of the encumbrances is $3,936
To cover
and
that,
94 cents.
I
That's
agree.
That's not on here.
Is that what? No, that's not. Schedule
Dave,
of bills receivable.
so the
No.
data, what we have on this form is system enhancements, $100. Building supplies, $3,000. Emergency reserve, in parentheses, $8,160.70. Storage tank maintenance fund, $0. Art 4 MVP grant match, $2,000. Transit van and equipment, $0. Plotter printer, $0 because the balance was transferred at annual town meeting.
Yep.
The HDPE pipe fusing machine, that was done at annual town meeting where 10,000 went to ground penetrating radar, 15,000 went to the dump trailer. And then we have Greeley Road upgrade, in parentheses, 2,098. Art 2 dump trailer, the dollar amount to be determined. And Main Street well, $0. Total in parentheses, or at least one parenthesis, is $7,164.70. But none of the math.
I don't know what she did.
Crap. And then the second part of it is, in addition, at the July 17th board meeting, the Board of Water Commissioners will vote to carry forward the warrant articles from FY23 to FY24. Prior year encumbrances, $744.65. Decommissioning Main Street well, $10,283. Art 5 SCADA system, $50,000. PFAS treatment plant, $47,638. Water system improvements, $14,354,929, and loan insurance company, in parentheses, $24.48, for a total of 635, 572. So the first part of it, I don't understand. The second part, I haven't done the math. Really don't want to. All right. Jessica, could you call Brenda and ask her to come on to the meeting maybe? So maybe she could explain what this is. And do you want to table this and go forward at this time, Nate? Because I don't understand the numbers of the first section at all.
Well, we don't need to table it. Tabling it would be for the next meeting. But
Okay.
we can move beyond this.
All right.
Take it out of order.
Out of order. All right. We'll take that out of order. Discuss temporary position in office to assist Harbor Trace project. This, Dave, this is Terry.
Right. What we want to do is there's a line in the union contract, and we put this money in for that reason.
I thought we had talked about this before, so
We have. You just have to affirm it.
all right.
So they selectmen can vote on bringing her on. It's only 10 hours a week. It's just to help not only our department but the town. We have a new town accountant, and it's just to help out. With because the process that with the SRF is that the OPM and I sign off on everything. It goes to the SRF. The SRF deposits the money to our account, and then we do warrants and we pay off from that account. It's just a little bit of extra work, and actually to help teach Jessica and maybe help teach the town to get through the hurdles of this process.
Yes. I would trust, and Terry Walsh is the one that you're proposing, correct?
Correct.
I would trust Cherry on this. I think any help we can get for your office, Dave, I'm okay with. Nate, you got anything on this?
Nope. I move that we create a temporary position in the office staff to assist with the Harbor Trace project.
Second. Motion's made and second. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Good enough.
Dave, I'll go ahead and put that on the 25th.
Okay. Thank you.
4.1, commissioners update and reports. I have nothing. Nate, do you have anything you would like to bring up?
Well, I was in signing warrants, and I know I had said that I didn't want to spend a bunch of money for this groundbreaking, but I was kind of shocked at some of the numbers for this stuff. And when I mean I don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff, it's just that. So
All right.
I don't know how many more opportunities we're going to have like that, but wasn't pleased. Or I should say I'm not pleased.
Okay. I
But
think
just so you know, the number I gave you guys, 5,000 to 7,000, is what we stayed into, and some of the stuff for the hard hats and the vest are required by union contract, so they didn't come from that didn't go
Those-
into that.
Tho-
It's actually
so. Yeah. So if you're going to have people on site, they have to have the hard hat and vest. All right. All right. Point well taken, Nate. Maybe we didn't have as close a eye on it as we should have. I will say
I don't remember even seeing a number between 5,000 and 7,000 for this, and
we kind of did. I don't know.
kind of did.
I'm not
I don't
remembering
remember
when.
a meeting where we discussed an amount.
I'd have to go back through the minutes because I'm not sure either. But I will
Well,
say
it's done.
Yep.
So, but I'm letting you know, letting the board know, and the water takers know that this is not my intention.
Understood. Anything else, Nate?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. Liaison updates and reports, 5.1. Mr. Sexton Duranian, do you have anything for us?
I will go ahead and put that appointment on the schedule for the BOS schedule for the 25th. Also, I will talk with the town administrator in regards to your addition to the agenda to see what we need to do to move that along. I would rather have you part of that conversation, Todd, when we
Yep.
do talk to town council.
That and I'll see what I can get from Jennifer Peterson.
Yeah.
She's on vacation this week, so she'll be back on Monday.
Okay.
But
I
she's
may
she's been-
ask you to come into the. I may put this on the open hours for council and have you come in with me then.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I have.
All right. 6.1 Superintendent's updates and reports. Update on discuss PFAS harbor trace treatment plan.
Okay, so we'll go from the water lines. South Harbor Road is complete. They moved a little bit down Ash Street, and they're doing South Street tomorrow to Harbor Trace.
Okay.
We're gonna have, part of the contingency fund, we're gonna have to pave South Harbor Road from Ash Street to South Street. It disintegrated because it's in such bad shape.
Okay.
I found out from Jim Smith they're going to pave in the spring from at South Harbor Road from Ash Street to South Road,
Okay.
and that'll all be brand new pavement, really for everywhere, and we'll probably end up having to do that 100 feet of South Street.
Okay. Quick question, Dave. The highway superintendent communicative, or I'd like you two to be communicative about what the town is planning on paving, so that if in the future, once we get past this treatment plant,
We are. We're
all right, that's all.
we're
That's
right
all I
on-
need. Nope, that's all I need to hear. Anything else on the treatment plant?
Installing modern on South Street. Next week they're going to clean, and they're going to put a binder on, because for finished pavement they have to wait 90 days to settle. They poured the first section of foundation. They
Okay.
did the footing. Now they're doing the walls.
Okay.
And so the next set of walls is on Friday. So that's that part. Other updates. There are 6 houses on West Meadow Road. The first one pulled a permit. And 96 Fitchburg Road, there's a 3-unit elderly housing being proposed. So they've already talked to me. So that's 9 units that possibly could be, or 6 are definite, and 3 more are possible.
And these are new connections to the system?
Correct.
All right.
One already paid. Another one's came in and said they were going to pay, and each one of those groups have 3 lots.
All right.
Next thing is the meter program. We just hit 32%.
6.2 disposition of 540 Main Street.
Okay, we'll do that one first. That's up to you. What I proposed is that for the future use, that there's a property that's owned by the town on the corner of Blood Road and West Elm Street. We just want an easement on the corner to put a booster pump in to go with the tank parcel that's on top of the hill.
And we would then give them the town 540 Main Street.
Correct.
All right.
Or if that's what you want, or if you want to try to
No.
get something else, that's up to you.
I don't know of anything else that we would want. It sounds like for like. They're roughly the same size, Dave? Or one a little smaller than the other?
Well, we're going to ask for 75 feet square on the corner, and I just need an easement. I don't need more than that. and it's built a booster pump. You can't build on that property with town water unless you have a booster pump. So it benefits the housing. It's owned by the housing trust.
All right.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
So if we vote to disposition 540 Main Street, once the treatment plant is completed and you've made your move, we would be asking for an easement on the property that you mentioned.
Right.
If we make this proposal, could you forward this to the selectmen for discussion, Chaz?
Yes, I can do that on the
All right.
for the 25th. Or
Why not?
in-
Keep all that, let's keep all our stuff together, I guess.
Okay.
But that's dependent upon whether we vote, on how. Nate, what's your feeling?
I don't see anything on the face that concerns me.
It doesn't me either. Dave's usually pretty good about specking these out. You feel like
make
making an-
sure it's I don't mean to seem self-serving, but you know, the disposition. I'm not familiar with a disposition. Disposition of 540 Main Street. Is that like we're disposing of it?
No, that's the original wording of it, and I didn't like the word disposing.
It's not disposing.
It's
I will tell
transferring.
you that everything that the water department owns is owned by the town of Townsend. So it's just, it's one of those things just to, when we do a disposition of the building, that we get something in return, and the town would get the property, which they already own the property because the town owns it anyways. It's just, I don't know how do you say it.
It's basically disposition can be like an arrangement. It just disposal sounded like we were trashing it, and it's just transferring. So if we want to term it, do you want me to let me give a shot at it, Nate?
Sure.
All right. Need to see where I'm doing here. I make a motion that the Townsend Water Department offer up 540 Main Street to be transferred to the town in exchange for an easement at the Blood Road West Elm juncture,
West
To
Elm
give it-
Street.
West Elm Street juncture to give us access for a booster pump at the tank upon completion of the treatment plant and the staff moving into the new facility. Is that too wordy? Nate, feedback on my motion.
No, I don't think that's too wordy.
All right. So the motion's been made. I need a second.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Motion's made and approved. Dave, 6.3, all your other reports.
Okay, so the meter program, we have a lot of people calling now to want the new meters, so, which is a big change. The word's gotten around that we call if you have a leak. And we're up to 32% of the town is now complete.
Good job, Dave. I think getting the word out on those new meters and actually helping residents out with the leak detection. I've heard a couple people when they go into Hannaford bump into me and have said as much, and they appreciated it. So, long time coming, but at least some good news coming. So thank you for that.
So we're the next thing is hydrants. We're painting the hydrants on Main Street, the whole thing. The light blue paint is going to be a little darker, but so you'll notice it. 4 old hydrants are going to be replaced on Main Street because they're all from 1934. I had Sterlite complain that when they do their fire flow tests. A couple of them stick. So we're going to do the 3 on that section of Main Street, and we're going to do the one in front of the town hall.
Quick question on the hydrant painting. The interns are doing that, Dave?
The interns and one of the newer workers.
All right, and you'll
Is
have
it
a
on
truck
call?
and it'll be a safe zone, correct?
Correct.
All right, that's all I needed to hear.
And they will be wearing the vest.
All right,
Also, the next thing is Proctor Road. Can't remember the number, but we're going to be moving the service in the next month or so for that one that always complains about the
oh,
discoloration.
it was the gentleman that showed up at the meeting
That's him.
about a year ago.
So I just want to make sure that you know it's on the schedule. We're taking care of a few other things first.
All right.
The hydrants come first because it's a safety issue,
No, I get
and
that.
we're moving on from there. So the next thing is the break on Main Street. If Nathan hasn't heard that a car hit the telephone pole, found out that the telephone pole was sitting on top of the main because the old poles only had to be 3 feet down. And when they drilled for the new pole, which has to be 6 feet down, they hit the main dead center. And luckily, it was a bad break, but it wasn't where we were losing water. If come to find out, the whole thing with looping the main was if something happened on South Street or in that area, we would lose that whole section of town. So what we did is we called Hydrotech in and put 2 insertion valves in. Otherwise, the only other choice we had was shut down that whole section of town to include Deluxe and Tinley Park and possibly the mall. So it was a long day. It was a 19-hour day, but we made it through. No, there was no complaints about discolored water, and we only had to shut down about 8 to 10 people.
No, it was a minor shutdown. I stopped by on the way home. I was kind of impressed with the coordination between Hydrotech. Shepco came and helped out, I think, a little bit, and
They
our
did.
staff. And
A lot.
I gotta say, you guys all worked really well together. Nate, so do you know what an insertion valve is, Nate?
Oh, it sounds like something that could speak for itself, but no.
So normally when you put a gate in, you have to cut the pipe, shut everything down, and you put the gate in and you attach the pipe that way. Insertions valves came about so that you could put a working valve into a water main while it's live. The reason why that's not something I don't know of any water utility that has the capability to do it on. So you have to get companies like Hydrotech to come in and do that. And that's kind of what they specialize in. That's the way I went. And there was significant enough of work that between the insertion valves and where the break actually was, they needed some extra help. But I got to say that everyone from the police, details that were on site to everyone else that was on site, they all did a really good job. I was really proud of our guys, to be honest with you.
You're gonna send the bill to Unitil, right?
Yeah, that was my question, Dave. Unitil or the kid who hit the pole?
We're trying for the kid first.
He's
But
got the
it's one of
insurance.
those things that,
I don't know about that. I mean, the kid didn't break the pole.
well,
If they had called DigSafe, they might have known that there's a water main there.
They did call DigSafe, Nate.
Well, that's
but it comes down to it didn't matter. The water main was sitting on top. Oh, sorry, the telephone pole was sitting on top of the water main. It was something that was going to happen regardless of. It was just
Nate,
somebody
he hit.
did something bad years ago, and
you say it's gonna happen regardless. I disagree. I don't think we should take that position.
Okay.
well, that pole was sitting on top of the water main. And
Nate,
it was a time
hit,
bomb.
that kid
And-
hit the that kid hit the pole doing about 90, knocked it an 8-foot section down to Joe at the Harbor Auto Body's
Well,
place.
that's why they call those accidents. But now setting a pole on top of a water main, okay, which came first? I doubt they put the water main under the pole.
True.
And secondly, if you just assume, you said they call it dig safe, but if you assume that, hey, we can put it right next to, then, oh, that's bad. I don't like to use that word. Assume.
Understood.
It's
You know
also
my
hard
position.
to locate a main that's underneath an electric line because you get interference.
Yeah, we
And-
get. Well,
I love excuses. There's a difference. There's reasons and then there's excuses. An excuse is a reason that excuses the bad thing that happened.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunately in this case it was a time bomb, and
yeah,
it
'cause
could
I
have been
think
it could have been a lot worse.
I say you build Unitil.
did town council ever? Because I thought they forwarded to Eric a request of who we should go after.
Unitil is going to build a kid. We build Unitil.
Is that all right?
Don't you gotta
Chaz
look.
is. Yep,
You gotta
Chaz.
kind of look. You gotta get tunnel vision on this, and you gotta look at the actual reason why the water department was there, not the preceding events.
All right,
All right, and
we'll move forward with that.
So, Chaz, one second. Chaz, that's what town council came back and said was.
No, I'm saying yes, it went to town council.
Okay.
And
We haven't
I was saying yes to Nathan's reasoning.
Okay. All right, understood.
We'll go with that.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, so we finally got all the invoices in, so now we have a number,
Okay.
and it's about close to 50 grand.
Okay. We're getting towards the end. I want to pause, Dave, for 1 second. Jessica, have you been able to reach Brenda?
I texted her. Do you want me to call her and have her talk to you guys about it?
She
Yes,
had the day
please.
off today.
If you would, please, because I don't think we can wait on this till next meeting. Can we, Chaz? It has to be done by the end of the month, right?
I might suggest that you have, is there any way that you and Nate can agree to another time that you can do a really quick meeting and go over this? Because there really should be a formal document.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm amenable to meeting any weekday after 6 p.m.
All right, hold on.
Well, obviously, we have to provide notice.
Yeah.
So you'd have to do it to at least have a 48-hour notice to the town.
All right, we can set up, the earliest we could do is the 20th then?
Which is Thursday.
Yeah,
You won't be
She
able to
would-
do it on that because it'll be less than 48 hours.
So the 21st, yeah.
the 21st.
You
All
guys
That's
right.
if we posted notice during
Yeah.
business today. Right. So yeah, the 21st.
The 21st.
And you
I
can-
have nothing going on there, Nate, so I'm okay with it as well. If the 21st, all right with you.
Friday, do you want to do it any earlier or you want to do it right at 7?
Let's do it at 6.
All right, I like it.
All right. I'm usually right out of there on Fridays, so I don't.
So
Pick
Brenda
around.
just needs to post for a work session and just have
Okay.
one item on it.
All right. And just Dave, go over the numbers with her, make sure they're right.
Can we do a work
I
session?
haven't seen it.
Do we just votes may be taken, right?
Brenda
Yeah.
won't be in the office tomorrow either, though.
Yeah, but you
Just so you
can,
guys know.
Jess, you could post the meeting with the town. And then she's due in before Friday, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually supposed to go to a class tomorrow too, so I wasn't
Oh.
actually going to be in the office either.
Dave, can you post, please?
I'll see what I can do.
All right,
I'll
Let's-
get help with
let it-
Sabrina or
let-
something.
all right. Please do. Yes, and we can take votes at a work session.
Yep.
It's
Right.
an open meeting, Nate. It's not like executive session or anything like that. So you can have a work session with specific items and then take votes at it. So,
Right. No, I remember
don't-
seeing people posting for work sessions, and I couldn't remember if it said votes may be taken or no votes will be taken. So I just wanted to
Nope.
be sure.
nope, I appreciate Nate. You double check, and most times your double checks have good reasoning. So I don't have a problem with it. Dave, do you have anything else on 6.3?
No, we're all set.
All right. The next Board of Water Commissioner beyond our work session on the 21st would be in August. I'm looking
14th.
at the 14th. Is that open for you, Nate?
That's the second Monday.
Correct.
So
I have nothing on there either.
fine with me.
All right, and we'll leave it at 7:00. So we scheduled that for August 14th at 7 p.m. for the next full meeting. Can I have a motion on 7.2, Nate, please?
Yes. I move that we review and approve end of month reports and bill payable warrants out of session.
Second, motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Motion's made and passed. Does anybody have anything else before we adjourn? Nope. Make a motion. Do we need to I've asked this before and I keep forgetting. Do we make a motion to adjourn or do we just adjourn?
So, yes, and if you ever forget about this, I have as well. If you think about it, if we had meeting business that we wanted to discuss, and someone just says no, I'm adjourning the meeting, that wouldn't be very fair.
Correct.
So we have to take a vote
All
to
right.
make sure we get our business done.
That makes sense. Thank you, Nate.
That's the way I see it, at least. I mean,
No, and I just want to make sure I'm not being formal to be just for the sake of being formal. I just wanted to make sure that it was required. I make a motion that we adjourn the Townsend Board of Water Commissioners meeting of July 17th at 8:00 p.m.
Second.
Motion's made and second. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Nathan Madela, aye.
Thank you, everyone else, for your attendance. That's a 1-hour meeting. Good job, everybody.
Mr. Chair, before you go,
Yes, sir.
do you wish to have a Zoom link for your work session on the 21st?
Yes, please, because
It's gonna be quickie.
Yeah, it's going to be real quick.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
But if we said no, it would look like we're not being transparent. So
Right.
we don't want to
I-
put you out, but
No. It's with a work session, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever.
No, you know what? I'd rather have it recorded and be transparent with it.
Yeah, considering
Special
the
word.
subject matter.
Yeah. Well, no, regardless of the subject, if we were having an open meeting, it should be recorded, and that's the kind of way I feel.
Okay,
And Nate's pretty adamant about being transparent, so
no problem.
and I agree with it.
I will
so-
send an email out with the link for the 21st at 6 p.m. and then on August 14th for 7 p.m. So you guys have them well in advance.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
But with that, you all have a good night. Glad you all survived the rain and the floods and mud, and you all take easy and be safe. Okay.
have a
Thank
good
you.
one.